The college football experience, Texas A&M Aggies 2025 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Edge Boost, the bank account that is built for bettors. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with the promo code SGPN and get a free Refs Are Terrorists t-shirt from our store. Claim your shirt at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/refs. Once again, that's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/refs. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
This is Brian Bosworth, a.k.a. The Boz, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, brother. Peace out. Boz out.
Yes, yes, yes. Woo-wee. Welcome to the college football experience. Texas A&M Aggies 2025 season preview. Give it up for the 12th man. I got my flag. Let's fucking go. All right. Yes. Let's go. Let's get these Aggies together. All right. Let's get this party going. All right. Damn, I'm setting a fire off. I got a fire blazing here. That's the Texas A&M season sitting in front of us. Some say. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, that's fair. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
And you're nothing but a chameleon, lemon-headed, coward, terrorist pussy. And I'm after you, buddy. You're going to pay for it. Good night.
Oh, boy. I had a future on them to win the SEC last year. Actually, it wasn't to win. It was to make the playoffs. They were in the perfect spot. But it's okay. It's okay. Didn't cash that one. Shout out to the chat. Come be a part of the chat as we break down all 136 teams. Solo podcast for every single team in the FBS. We've been doing it for years. Buckle up. YouTube.com/The College Experience. I am joined by my co-host. You've heard him on the College Basketball Experience, but I'm sure we'll be going to talk at A&M with the buzzsaw leaving to Maryland. So check out that. Also check out the College Baseball Experience. But in the meantime, you know this guy. Give it up for former staffer at Austin Peay with the Governors, at South Carolina with the Gamecocks, at West Virginia with the Mountaineers, Ryan McIntyre, a.k.a. Monetline Mac. How are you, brother?
What is up? Yeah, I mean, a little disappointing how it finished. Overall, okay year. But when you're sitting there at 5-0 in the SEC and it gets away, a little disappointing. But hey, year 2 for Mike Elko.
Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight.
Yes, and I'm a big, in case you're a first-time listener, I'm a big Mike Elko believer. I did not cash that. Did not cash the playoff prop, but I did hit the over, and I think this is. They were in a spot. I was surprised. I know they had the quarterback injury. They go to Marcel Reed a little earlier than they probably would have liked. But also maybe the fact he didn't bring Kevin Johns, the OC from Duke, with him, and he went with Collin Kline, the Kansas State great quarterback there. At OC maybe took a little bit, but I don't know. I mean, I think some of it is on the defensive side of the ball, but they were in those fucking games, and it was disappointing. The Notre Dame game and Texas game specifically to me.
Yeah,
I guess the crazy overtime game too, but those two, I thought they would clip one of those two at least. What'd you make of year one?
Yeah, I mean, all things considered, okay. I would say. I mean, it was on the verge of being really, really damn good when they were sitting at 7-1 and they had come back and beat LSU. They also had drilled Missouri in that top 10 spotlight game. So it was trending well into November until they got absolutely the doors blown off of them in Columbia. And then that crazy game at Auburn, the 4 overtime primetime game.
That was huge, man. That was huge.
That was a dagger. And
because
then
we get that win, maybe we get in.
Yeah. And the Texas game, they offensively weren't good enough.
That was just a boring ass game. I had so much anticipation for that game. Now, obviously, I want A&M to win that game because I hate Texas, but I at least thought the game would be more entertaining. It's just a sloppy, boring fucking game. But it necessarily didn't go the way we thought it was. Elko's 24-14 now. 2 years at Duke, 9-4 and 7-5, and then 8-5 last year. I'm going to say this though. I thought even with them, it seems like A&M, they just have this thing against them, whether it's 8 wins, I feel like, which Sumlin and Jimbo, I feel like just always got. I thought the team still looked more prepared than those teams.
Agreed. I was going to say that maybe the 8-5 looked better just because, I don't know, with Jimbo, it just always felt like unprepared or just it was never consistent. With Elko, it was only year one, and I don't want to come down too hard on him. I mean, what he did at Duke, that was unbelievable in 2 years, going 16-9, beating teams like Clemson, Miami. And it also should be noticed that Jimbo's best years was when Elko was on his staff.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, I'm not going to panic. This is one where you're probably going to, I don't want to get ahead of myself. We got another hour left of the show, but I'm going to buy back in. I'm going to buy back in. I'm just going to say that right there. I know the schedule is much harder this year. But I think, like the chat's saying, if Marcel Reed takes just a little bit a step forward, I think they could really be something. And I think they're telling you that he is taking that step forward because they didn't really attack the portal a little bit, but not really. We'll talk about that in a minute, but I want to let you know you are listening to the College Football Experience, Texas A&M Aggies preview for 2025. We are part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Get all your free picks and podcasts for the Stanley Cup, College Baseball World Series, NBA Finals, UFL Championship, CFL action. All of it available right now on the SGPN app, which you can get for free in whatever app store you use. So do that and let it ride. All right. Yeah. Mike Elko, back to the Elko conversation. We'll see. We're going to go through some of this. I was a little surprised he didn't bring Kevin Johns in because I thought Johns did a really good job at Duke. But I was also very bullish on Collin Kline at Kansas State. Mm-hmm. Different styles, though, for sure, I would say. But maybe that was another bit of the learning curve there. The offense a year ago under Collin Kline was 50th in scoring offense, 87th in passing offense, and that's obviously quarterback injuries were an issue starting a guy that was very young after the injuries. 26th in rushing offense, 49th in total offense. All in all, I think it was not bad. The numbers are a little bit better than I thought they would be.
Yeah.
I guess 87th in passing. I actually thought it was going to be a little bit worse because I knew the quarterback situation. But what do you make of those numbers?
It's kind of the identity of Collin Kline's offense at K-State. They're going to be good on the ground. That RPO stuff that they run, that he played in at K-State. And there's the famous clip of Elko jumping his ass in the Notre Dame game. Run the fucking ball. Love it. I think they're going to be better this year. I think that Reed getting big game experience. Yes, they took it on the chin a little bit in November, but I think that experience is invaluable headed into another year. Playing Texas in a big game, playing at Auburn, playing South Carolina, LSU under the lights in primetime. So I think those numbers are kind of what we saw. They struggled to pass. They struggled with explosive plays at times, but I think that their identity is smash mouth football.
Yeah. And I see the chat. Some good questions here. Shout out to Pooh Bear. Is Elko on the hot seat with another set? Well, first he had 8 wins in the regular season last year, but I would say probably. And then he follows it up with a good question. Do you expect the House settlement essentially to buy these coaches more time, 1 to 2 years? Definitely in many cases. I don't know if A&M fits that case because they just have a lot of resources. But yeah, I would say a 7-win season. If he wins 7 this year, he will probably be on the hot seat in year 3. I think it's unavoidable in the SEC and at a school like Texas A&M where you're spending so much money. Yeah. So I do think that could be, on the table if he has a 7-win season. Let's continue to break down this offense though, because they return 4 of 5 on the O-line, Mac. This is the only school, and I actually think this might be the best offensive line in the country. I was just going through a bunch of stuff, like from an NFL draft perspective. I think this might be the best. This is in the running for best offensive line in the country. I think it might be.
And there's a lot of experience. These guys have started a lot of games. And these guys are going to play on Sunday. So, and this is year 2 now in the system of Collin Kline. So, like I said, I expect them to even be better and help Reed translate into his sophomore year.
Yeah, and to me, one of the things I love about Collin Kline is his run schemes are fucking awesome. Classic, Bill Snyder era, K-State stuff. Le'Veon Moss back at the running back spot. They also have Rueben Owens, who's the 5-star. So the running back room super talented as well. Then when you look at Marcel Reed, he's got wheels, man. If he can just improve his throwing a little bit, this offense might be pretty damn good. They are breaking in like new wide receivers, new tight ends. They attack the portal heavy on that front, but I'm kind of sold that this might be one of the best rushing attacks in America.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. It was good last year. I mean, Moss averaged 6.5 yards a carry. Reed, 5 yards a carry. And like you said, they got continuity on the offensive line. We saw K-State when they brought back all those offensive line that one year, how good they were on the ground. That following. Yeah.
Won the Big 12 the year that TCU went to the national championship. Yeah, that was Collin Kline's final year, I think.
You're definitely this offense is definitely gonna, there's no question what their identity is, especially with all the returners. And they did a good job in the portal that we'll talk about. Add some nice pieces.
Yeah. The chat is rolling along. Come be a part of it. But the portal, yes. Here we go. Jacob Zeno. The chat was asking. Shout out to Caleb Oakley. Is there anyone behind Reed? Yes, Jacob Zeno is the guy coming in from UAB who's experienced. It's intriguing to me because they basically, it's A&M. They could have went out and got, big time, but they're sold on Reed, I think, which is, I think, an indictment to clearly he must be showing flashes that he's improving. But Zeno, a nice experienced backup to come in. The KC Concepcion one from NC State. He was a baller at NC State. Mario Carver coming in. So Concepcion and Craver from Mississippi State. Jonah Wilson from Houston. All wideouts, and then attacking the tight end position. Nate Borkircher from Nebraska. That's a tight end's name if I've heard one. He comes in, and then Micah Riley from Auburn comes in. But then Amari Nieblak from Texas comes in, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't ignore it. I'm supposed to be adapted to this era right now, but
you disloyal fool ass bitch made punk.
I mean,
the fuck is that?
I mean, what are we doing here? I root for A&M over Texas every single time they play. It could be a game of fucking badminton, but it is pretty filthy to leave Austin and come to College Station. Oof. Shout out to Weehawk in the chat who says our friend Phil Steele. Shout out to Phil Steele, by the way. I know his magazine's coming out. Friend of the program. He's been on the show many years. Has the number 4 A&M is the number 4 O-line. Yeah, I think they might even be higher in my projections, but still, Phil knows his shit. And I mean, great portal gets because I think you really addressed everything. Now, I guess the biggest one would be, could you have gotten a better quarterback than Marcel Reed? But they seem, I'm going to trust what they know. But I can tell you this, I like Rob Donaldson saying in the chat, I think they did like the tight end wide receiver position. They certainly improved, but I think this ground attack, this offense is going to be a lot better this year. I feel pretty confident with Sam.
Yeah, and I like the additions at the wideout position. Conception coming over from NC State. I mean, he's over 1,000 yards in his career, so it's a nice piece. I know that they're not a big pass attack. And you got to love Amari Niblack coming over from Texas. I mean, that's just hilarious. I don't know what we're doing in this era, but anyway, I feel like they're going to have more explosive plays through the air this year, be more balanced. Obviously, they're going to be a run-first team. We mentioned with all the production on the offensive line and having all those guys back, but I think they're going to be better throughout the air. End result also being a just better offense altogether.
I completely agree. Now, I will say I think the offense will be better pending Reed stays healthy. Yeah. You know, he's got to stay healthy because if you go to Zeno's not the runner Reed is. If anything, you become kind of more of a passing team.
And I'm trying to think, like Kleiman's offenses at K-State, they never really had a stiff. It was always a guy that could move. Will Howard.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. You're right. They always like the mobile quarterback. That's a K-State thing. Even Collin Kline was a quarterback that played like that who was not a stiff. So, yeah, I'm going to buy into the offense being better. Before we talk defense, folks, I want to let you know that the Texas A&M Aggies 2025 season preview is brought to you by Edge Boost. Yes, Edge Boost, the first ever bank account that is built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions are approved. There's no usage fees, no minimums. They're not even going to do a credit check. I mean, it's unbelievable. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet. Bet with the promo code SGPN. You can get cashback rewards as well. And look, this is the last week to sign up and get a free Refs Are Terrorists t-shirt out of our merch store. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/refs to claim your free shirt today. We're also brought to you by Circa. Yes, the fantastic hotel downtown Las Vegas there. Biggest sports book in the world, and they're always doing great shit. You can see right here the ultimate fantasy football giveaway. Circa, for a 12-team league, they're gonna have you draft in Vegas and be treated like VIPs for the entire stay. You're gonna get a limo from the airport, a $5,000 food and beverage tab at Stadium Swim, which is fucking incredible. A hotel stay for you and your 11 league mates, and a few other deals in there as well. And look, maybe you don't win that thing, but you still want to go to the Circa because it's the biggest sports book in the world and it's awesome. You can always get 15% off at any Circa properties with the promo code SGP15. Enter today. Also, enter the Ultimate Fantasy Football Contest for free at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa. That's CIRCA. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa. All right. We are back. And let's talk about the defense. Cause honestly, I've been holding this back. The most shocking thing, Jay Bateman is their DC. I know some say they run a co-DC, but a lot of publications will just say, DC there. And shout out to Marcel Reed there. You're getting a good look at him. I forgot about the slides here. Le'Veon Moss, the running back room. Don't forget about Rueben Owens. He could play too, but the defensive side of the ball, I was alluding to, this was shocking to me. Jay Bateman, I know things didn't work out at Carolina, but I was sold on him when he was with our boy Jeff Monken at Army. I know he's got a little bit of a history back with Elko before, but this was the most shocking thing to me. Last season, they were 35th in scoring defense, 90th in pass defense. I did not have that on the bingo card. That part of my logic, Like, because A&M's got there's talent all over the roster. I just shocked by that. 42nd in rush defense, 63rd in total defense. I know Mike Elko says he's going to be more hands-on, right, on the defensive side of it with Jay Bateman. But I just can't believe they were 90th in pass defense. Now, the good news is you return your whole secondary pretty much. Will Lee the third, Dezz Ricks, these guys I think will play it in the NFL. Tyreek Chappell and then Dalton Brooks all back. Linebacker Taurean York is a stud. Scooby Williams very good as well. They lost a lot on the D line, but I'm not going to panic because I think they did a good job in the portal and they just have guys. I remember doing this episode last season. The D line was just stacked. Albert Regis is back at the defensive tackle spot. Mac, are you shocked by those numbers, and do you expect the defense to be better?
I'm a little surprised by that because Elko's a defensive guy, and his defenses have always been good. That's been their calling card. So, yeah, I think him getting more involved sometimes you see this when it doesn't go the way that a coach expected in his first year, second year. So he goes back to his roots and he's going to be more hands-on. Bateman, like you said, I think he's a pretty good coordinator. For whatever reason, that unit was inconsistent in that Auburn and South Carolina games. I mean, guys, breakdowns and coverage wide open. Now those guys are all coming, or a good amount of them are coming back. They need to take a step forward though, because they weren't good enough last year to win big games.
Yeah. I mean, they got to fix that, and I think he will fix that. It's kind of why I'm bullish. That's his forte, defense, and I think he'll find a way to fix that. Another one is Cassius Howell. There's a guy to watch on the D line that I think could be an impact player, but they went out in the portal, and they brought in some guys. Defensive line. I mean, raiding the Big 12 teams, a couple of Big 12 guys. Deion Hayes, who had previously been at Pitt with Narduzzi. He was good at Colorado last year. It was a tough loss for Colorado. Also, Tyler, how do you pronounce that name again? I forget. He was good on Iowa State last year, though. Undi, either way, he's good. Also, they go to Georgia and bring in Sam Impemba. Stack it up on the D line. TJ Searcy also from the Gators, who are on the schedule. Cornerback Jordan Shaw from Washington is another one that I think could be a nice get coming over from the younger Belichick coaching tree there. I feel the schedule's a lot harder this year. We're going to get to that in a minute, but you think the defense will be vastly improved? I can say for sure, if I had to bet, I trust that the defense will be more improved than the offense, because Reed, the sophomore slump's a real thing. But the defense, I'm buying.
I think so too. And Shaw from Washington was good as well. So I think that he's a nice piece to add into that secondary. I think Elko being more hands-on, I think the defense definitely takes a step forward. They also have a bigger step to take because the offense was better than the defense slightly last year. So I think the defense will take the bigger step forward. Which unit do you trust more?
Well, last year it was the offense. Surprisingly, I would have bet a lot of money on that being the defense. I'm going back to the well, though. I'm doubling down because I believe he knows fucking defense. I mean, he had Wake Forest as a top 40 defense under Clawson. He had Bowling Green as a top 40 defense. So, I know he knows what the fuck he's doing. So he's more hands-on. Good. He's going to correct this thing. Maybe the pass rush won't be as good as it was this season ago, but I think the rest of the defense will fix some things. And I thought they did a good job in the portal, and I thought, it's another year understanding his scheme because he was away for a couple years. And the culture. That's another thing, too, just buying into the culture. So, I'm going to say the defense I trust more.
I think defense as well. And I was just looking at their coaching staff. They may have the biggest coaching staff in the country. I mean, it's like 75 goddamn names on this staff right here. They got assistants to.
Well, I don't got brain man cold, but
Lou Holtz saying something about that, but
exactly.
They got in.
I just thought it was hilarious. I wanted to point that out. I know we haven't done like Texas and Alabama and Georgia yet, but the SEC definitely got the payroll there.
Yeah. I wonder if that could ever be a negative, though. Too many cooks in the kitchen.
Everybody's
Wouldn't that be a
replaceable. I can
thing?
tell you that.
It would just be like, man, we got a guy we're talking to about. I mean, you literally have a position, a coach for every single possible thing. What do you got? Like a Bermuda grass coach? Yeah, it needs to be 12. We're about a centimeter too deep in this thing. We got to cut down on that. I mean, but that's A&M. They got the resources. Why not? Look, we talk. Well, first, I mean, I am excited to see Will Lee. I think it's a guy that should be in the NFL if all goes well. I was puzzled with the pass defense being as bad as it was a season ago, but I think they fix it this year. Now, we like to do state of the program for every team. 136 episodes, 136 teams. State of the program. Mac, we're like 13, 14 into this thing. 120 left. I was, some shit like that, right? And I was lucky enough, me and my buddies with Sports Gambling Podcast, we were a guest. Shout out to Cam Kerr. We were a guest of the University of Texas A&M, and that was a super awesome experience. We got to go and hang out, pre-game, before game, sidelines passes, check out the whole building. I mean, we got royal treatment. Shout out to Texas A&M. People were so damn kind to us. Such good people. Kyle Field is 121 years young. This is proof, and I'm giving this a 10 out of 10. So maybe I'm biased because I went there, but I'm just, this is proof. Whenever you hear an NFL owner say, "Oh, we need the city to pay for a new stadium," that is the biggest pile of bullshit there is, because college football, like the Rose Bowl or Michigan Stadium or Ohio Stadium or LSU's Tiger Stadium, this stadium. There's so many great stadiums in college football that are like 100 years old. You just have to invest into your own stadium. It's a simple formula. And for some reason, the NFL just doesn't do that. And that's why I think all their stadiums fucking suck. This stadium is awesome. And it is controversial to say 121 years young, because the stadium, in a way, Mac, they're playing on the exact field that started in 1904. They didn't actually do construction on the thing, and I'll show you in photos in a second here, until I think it was 1927. So, but this is exactly what I mean by why college football is incredible. That's their old fucking field, by the way. That right there, youtube.com/the college experience. Hop on over there. Look at that thing. You sneeze, that shit might fall over, right? The evolution on this is fascinating, right? Because you got that right there. You're jumping around. I mean, classic college football. They are everything what's right. Look at 12th man. See, you're starting to see it built up there, right? And then you look at it now, man. Look at this fucking stadium now. That is the same fucking field as before. This is Exhibit A on college football being incredible. Like shit like this. This is why you subscribe. You're playing on the same damn field that Bear Bryant coached at, that your grandfathers played at. So many legends, and the stadium is absolutely fantastic, man. The home of the 12th man. I mean, look at this thing, man. I gave it a 10 out of 10 with hands down, and I love the brick. See what I mean? They don't make it look like the NFL shopping malls bullshit. They build into this. They make it look regal and royal. Like I said the other day, like you got to invade this castle. It's intimidating for the opponent to come in here. You got to invade this castle. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. I love this stadium, dude. What do you give this?
I'll give it a 10 as well. And how about the tradition that the night before when they do that little thing at midnight? I forget what's the name of it again.
I forget too, but I definitely was there.
The crazy midnight call and I
think it's like 12th man hour. I don't fucking remember, but home of the 12th man. I mean, how about that shit? That's fire, man.
They do it right there, man. And some of the big games, like it's that place is always rocking. Even when they were down for a couple years, they sold that thing out. So yeah,
their fans are legit, dude. Doesn't matter the era. Their fans are legit. They care about football. Look at that stadium, dude. This stadium is incredible, man. This is a great stadium. This is why. Look, and you got the fucking yeah. I mean, come on, dude. The game, one of the games, it was like they were already like having a down year. It was like the last year of Jimbo's era, and their fans still showed out, man. I mean, look at this. This thing's a fucking gorgeous fucking stadium, man. This is why you tune into college football. And if you have not been, if you're living in the great state of Texas or Louisiana, wherever, shit, I would travel. This is like I would come overseas. If you're listening to this in London, the hell you doing? Get yourself out to Kyle Field. This shit is awesome, man. This is college football, and why we subscribe and why we're religious about this shit is awesome. And when you consider, man, 100-some years old, man, incredible. That's way better than Jerry's World or any of that bullshit. NRG Stadium. Get yourself over there to check this out. It is fantastic. But with that, man,
that's the name of
State of the Midnight Yell. Yeah. I knew it was midnight. I knew it was midnight something.
I just forgot the name of it.
Yeah. So I do remember when they talked shit to App State, making fun of App State, and then the next day, like App State put it on them there. But that was pretty hilarious. But the state of the program, I had a hard time with this one because I wanted to give it an 8 or 9 because I believe they got this right with the hire of Elko. But I had to humble myself and say, Dundee, it was an underwhelming year a little bit. So I'm going to say 7 of 10. How about you?
I think 7's right. Like, do I believe in the coach, in the culture? Yes. I didn't under Jimbo. I do under Elko because I like Elko. I've seen him be really good at Duke, and then he was really good as a coordinator. But I didn't like the way they finish. But the money's there to get this thing really humming like Texas right now in Austin.
Yeah, 100%, man. So 7 of 10. We're gonna dive into the schedule here, but I want to, like, my heart wants to say 8 or 9, but setback year, had to bring that thing back down a little bit. If you would have asked me a year ago, I would have said 9. Folks, look, want to tell you that the college football experience, gig 'em style, is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog's going long for the NBA Finals with their extender bonus. Hop in game 1, and the longer the series goes, the bigger the bonus gets. So sign up, and when you do, use our promo code TCESGPN to claim your special pick plus first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. And don't forget, they have college football when the season goes live. College football, college hoops, both love playing those things. Underdog Fantasy. So hop on over there, underdogfantasy.com, promo code TCESGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Probably heard me talk Rhythm before, but check this out. They just dropped a game-changing new feature called Power Trends. These are AI-detected patterns where Rhythm's model has consistently won and has a very large ROI. Think like a strikeout prop that wins 59% of the time when the line and win probability hit a certain range. Power Trends are updated daily, and they're exclusive to Rhythm and Rhythm only. No touts, no noise, just clean data-backed bets, baby. So download the Rhythm app, check out the Power Trends, and start betting smarter. You know we will be. And also get that free 7-day trial period. SportsGamblingPodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's SportsGamblingPodcast.com/rhythm. And we're also brought to you by MyBookie.ag. Yes, MyBookie is your place to bet on every single sport, including the Stanley Cup Finals and the NBA Finals. And look, MyBookie accepts a ton of customers from a ton of different locations, even outside of the States. So you can easily deposit. You get lightning fast payouts using crypto. So head on over to mybookie.ag. But when you do, use our promo code TCESGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. Once again, that's mybookie.ag, promo code TCESGPN. All right, we are back. State of the program. We're giving it 7 of 10. Kyle Field, fantastic. But hey, let's change that thing. Next year when we're doing this, it's going to be higher. All right, week 1. We got the Roadrunners, meep, hanging down, heading down to or over to College Station. Kyle Field. Yeah. This one, as much as I like these pesky road runners, they have done a great job with that program. They should be studied. They like, because that was a program that started fresh and just boom. They've been pretty damn successful. But A&M 1-0. I think the line of scrimmage is just gonna be the X factor here.
Yeah, I have
What are you
1-0.
doing here?
I actually was just looking up what the line is on this game, just out of curiosity. I think it's like 20. Yeah, 21. Yep. So yeah,
I'll a lot of points. I mean, I think I would take the points just because it's week 1, but I don't feel very confident in that. Give me the points though, if I had to right now. 1-0 for the Aggies. All right. Yeah. Then Bronco Mendenhall and Utah State coming to town in a series that goes back to 2009. 2-0. Catching a first-year coach in his first month. As much as I love Bronco Mendenhall, and I do love Bronco Mendenhall, been on this very show, I can't back him here. Maybe in a couple years or something if they get hot.
Yeah, it's going to take Bronco.
What are you doing here?
They're not ready for this. 2-0, and here we go.
Yes, here we go. Texas A&M, Mike Elko, he was once the defensive coordinator at Notre Dame under Brian Kelly. Heading to Notre Dame Stadium there, South Bend, Indiana, and a series that goes back to 1988. Revenge is on the mind. You know Notre Dame gives you a lemon in September. You know that. Riley Leonard's gone. CJ Carr? I'll take my shots with Elko. A&M 3-0.
Well, an early bye for Notre Dame. They play that Miami game, then they play A&M. I think Notre Dame at home is too much here. I think they sweep A&M. I'll go 2-1 for the Aggies.
I'm at 3-0 with the Aggies. And then we got a bye week. These Aggies do. Shout out to Quentin Coriat and Leland McElroy there. Then Hugh Strip Club Freeze and these Auburn Tigers coming to town. And goddamn has Auburn getting a lot of hype this year for a team that lost to Cal last year and Vanderbilt. Damn if they don't get a ton of hype. This series does go back to 1911. Love that. But I will say it is sneaky because if you do beat Notre Dame, it seems to be a sneaky game. But no, I'm taking A&M. I think they're going to control the line of scrimmage. 4-0.
Yeah, I'm going 4-0. Especially if sorry,
no,
3-1.
You're 3-1.
If
You're
I have
3-1.
them dropping the Notre Dame game, coming into a bye, Elko gets them right at home. Revenge from last year's debacle. Yeah, they don't get the revenge against Notre Dame, but they get it against Auburn.
So I got them 4-0. You got them 3-1, and then Jeff Lebby and Mississippi State come to town. A series that goes back to 1912. I mean, dude, I like the start to the season. Call me crazy.
Yeah, they should.
I got them 5-0.
4-1 for me.
Then after that, yet another home game as the Gators, Gator come into town. I got them beating Florida. I mean, I think the defense and the fact that Florida, okay, you looked all right second half of the season, kind of salvaged Napier's job, but I have my own question marks. If you can maintain that, I'm gonna like road trip into Kyle Field. I think it's too much, especially for a younger quarterback. Give me A&M.
Schedule. Why do they have 3 SEC games to start league play? I don't think I've ever seen this before. Interesting. That means you're about to hit the road, A&M fans, after this. So yeah, I'm with you. Florida's another hype team. The media loves some Florida right now as well. Give me A&M 5-1.
6-0, and then we hit the road for the Southwest Classic. Now, thankfully, this is no longer at Jerry's World. This is actually in Fayetteville, and the series goes back to 1903. Guess what? They haven't played this in Fayetteville in a long time. I know Greg Sankey's being a little bitch Alabama's athletic director being a little bitch with, we don't want people to storm the field. No, storming the field is part of college sports. All right. And guess what, Mac? They're trying to up the ante, $500,000 fine. Arkansas fans ain't going to give a fuck about that. Let's go. Arkansas is going to clip them. I also think it's a terrible spot because LSU's on deck and LSU's preseason top 10. Razorbacks upset, storm the field. What are we doing? You saw they did it to Tennessee last year. Why can't they do it again?
Pickman trying to save his gig here at this point. I'll go A&M in a classic. I think they get out of here alive. I'll have them drop the Notre Dame game and then win the Arkansas game.
So we're both at 6-1. Back to back away, and they head to Baton Rouge, Death Valley. And if you haven't been here, you need to, because that's a fucking incredible time. This series goes back to the 1800s. So
Fifth
I mean,
game in 5 weeks too.
These games are always wild, man. This is the 7 overtime shit that changed our overtime. Once again, as a society, we completely overreacted to 1 7 overtime game. We should have kept that overtime rule, the old one. But I got LSU winning this one, man. I think they win. And once again, A&M's quarterback play is young, Marcel Reed. These environments, I just don't think you're going to be able to sweep the board so far at Notre Dame, at Arkansas, and at LSU.
This is what I mean. Like, this is a bullshit schedule. Like 3 in a row at home. Then you got to go 3 in a row on the road. This is their 5th game in 5 weeks, and they got to go to Death Valley primetime. I'm not betting against LSU in this spot. I mean, Brian Kelly here for loss number 2 headed into the bye week.
Yep, and I'm at loss number 2 as well. And you get that bye week, second bye week here. Are these with these Aggies? But then they come out of the bye week, and they're in Columbia against Missouri in a series that goes back to the 50s. I'm not that high on Missouri this year, so I'm going to say they get this dub. Could Missouri still get them, especially if A&M's top 15? Obviously, storm watch in Columbia, Missouri at Faro Field there. But give me A&M.
I think I'm going to take A&M as well. I think I'm with you where it's Missouri's due for a little bit of a regression year after overachieving the last 2 years with nice schedules. I'm with you. Give me A&M here to go 7-2 coming down the stretch.
7-2, and then they come back to College Station to take on Shane Beamer in South Carolina with Lenora Sellers. This is a dangerous game to me. Dangerous game.
Revenge.
But yeah, I think that. I mean, they got the ass whoop last year on that game, but I will take A&M to go to what 8-2. 8-2 right there. A&M gets it done.
I agree with you. 8-2 for me, Aggies, and then they got the big SEC rivalry game with the FCS.
Yes,
stupid.
once again, this ridiculous shit. Why can't Greg Sankey pass out packets saying don't schedule an FCS in November, right? Samford is coming into Kyle State for the first time ever. I guess we can get that out of the way. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So this sets up the big one to end it.
Yes. As they head to Darrell K. Royal Stadium, I was on the Aggies last year and I ate shit. Series goes back to 1894. God bless America. I got the upset happening, dude. I think A&M can pound them on the line of scrimmage, right? I think Texas took some hits on the O-line. But I'm curious if Texas D-line can I know they've been recruiting at an elite level. If they can put up with this A&M O-line. So I am taking the Aggies to go in there. I told you I was doubling down on Mike Elko. I'm doubling the fuck down. 10-2 and a win, a revenge spot win. You came into our house and beat us. Revenge is
you got to think this could, if the season lays out the way it is, this would be for a spot in next week's SEC title game. I think Texas still has too much for him, and the game's in Austin. So I reluctantly will take one of my least favorite teams. I'll take Texas I'll be rooting for Texas A&M though.
Ooh, yeah, you're probably right though that it does probably have. It depends on tiebreakers, but I have them with 2 SEC losses before this game. So you would think if you win this, 2 is probably going to get you in. But I don't know. These conferences have like 50 teams now. It's hard to. The tiebreaker's always insane.
I had them going 9-3, but I had them losing to Notre Dame. So that was.
Oh, so you're kind of. So this could then be a rematch the very next week?
Depending on Georgia, Alabama, LSU, those other teams. Yeah. But they would lose a tiebreaker to Texas in my scenario.
So I got them 10-2. You got them at 9-3. Let's take a look at that win total. 8.5. 8.5. I'm buying stock, man. I'm going back to the well. They're plus 1,200 to win the SEC. You know, which you got to ask yourself if they get there. I mean, I think it's just better to play the 8.5. Part of me is like, why not just play that and then you could create a spot where you could potentially hedge? But I don't like the hedge. Plus 190 to make the CFP. That I would not touch. But then again, if they're 10-2, they're probably in the playoffs, whether they lose the SEC championship or not, or whether, even if they miss the SEC championship on a tiebreaker. If they're 9-3 for you, it kind of is in a little bit of taboo. Like maybe.
Yeah, I was going to say if they're like they would not be like Alabama or Ole Miss last year where they had those horrible fucking losses. My losses are at Notre Dame and South Bend, at Texas and Austin, and at LSU and Baton Rouge. I think 9-3 with that resume actually might get you in.
That is a good point. I think it just matters what everyone else is doing, but probably you make a good point. You like any of that plus 1,200 to win the SEC or plus 190 to make the CFP?
I was hoping that CFP would be like fucking 3-1 or something. Plus 190, that's not juicy enough, especially if they go 9-3, they could be left out somehow. So yeah, no, I'd play the over. I like the over. I don't think they're going to be less than 8.
Yeah, I was about to say, so like if you lose to Texas, you're 9-3. If you lose to Notre Dame, you're 8-4, but that would be like you lose I have them losing to Arkansas.
Yeah.
You know, they're a much more talented team than Arkansas. So I think the over is a pretty decent play. Not a lock, but a pretty decent play.
If you go to their schedule, I really can't see them losing any of those home games. Those 7 home games.
We got the schedule here.
Maybe something.
The Auburn one is sneaky, man. Just because if they beat Notre Dame, the letdown spot. That is sneaky. What were you going to say? You were going to say South Carolina?
Just because they're coming off the 3 road games, and South Carolina under Beamer is always chippy as a dog. But I mean, when South Carolina or Auburn is Florida is your toughest home games, they don't have one of those top tier teams at home. They just have them all on the road.
And you do have to, like, as much as we said, like, oh, it's a tough schedule. Like, to me, if you're telling me I'm an SEC, if Dundee, you're an SEC coach this next year, who do you want on the schedule? I would personally want Mississippi State, Arkansas. Now, you would want Kentucky in there too, but Kentucky's not there. You'd probably want Vandy, even though they got the pisser, Diego Pavia. I'd probably want Florida on the schedule. I'd probably want Mizzou on the schedule. I think the only ones you don't want are LSU, specifically at LSU too. At Texas, that's a horrible matchup. And then, I guess South Carolina. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's a decent SEC draw. It's just the road spots are tough.
This is as tough a road spot as I've seen with the trips to South Bend, Austin, and Baton Rouge.
Shout out to Weehawk in the chat. He says he's seeing 7.5 on FanDuel right now, but at minus 160. I mean, at minus 160, it's tempting. You're getting a whole game. So I think I'd jump on the over on that, even with the minus 160 if you're going to play it. I know the odds aren't the greatest, but
they,
like
I said, I would be really surprised if they lost any of those home games. And that's 7 wins right there. And then you just need 1 on the road to get you to 8.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I feel pretty good about it. I feel pretty good about the over there. You locking this? I'm close.
I might
man.
buy that juice at
like,
minus 160. I'm tempted on that.
Yeah. I think I would lock the 7.5. I think is definitely going to hit. The 8.5 is tricky because like Auburn, Florida, South Carolina could get them. I mean, 7.5 though. Give me the over on that all day. Minus 160. Pay up for that, I guess. I'll lock that 7.5 up. Get on over to FanDuel. Yeah. Yeah, the chat's talking about the Samford game being bullshit in week 13. It is. I think that's something that we should clear up too. I know okay, you want to play an FCS. I understand the importance of the ecosystem there, but play that in September. Play that in September. FCS at week 13. Anyway, we got folks. We are that's our show for A&M. We're both on the over here. We got the Navy midshipman coming up next tonight in about 15 to 20 minutes. And don't forget tomorrow, we're doing, and this is random. We put all the teams in a randomizer, 136 teams. Tomorrow we get Kentucky and Oklahoma State. So 2 Power 5 schools tomorrow. After yesterday, we had 2 Group of 5. So jump over there. Remember, youtube.com/The College Experience or wherever you get your podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, whatever. We're both on the over. Give Moneyline Mac a follow on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. I'm on Twitter at TheColeBD. The College Football Experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. And make sure you check out the other stuff. FCS College Football Experience. The College Baseball Experience. Road to Omaha is such a fucking blast. And the College Basketball Experience. A&M. Sneaky good hire, if I may say so. It's gonna be fun to watch Buckyball. Yeah. Let's go. All right, folks. We will be back in about 15 or 20 minutes with the Navy midshipman. But till next time, this is the College Football Experience, Texas A&M style. You better start thinking about yours. And we are somewhat out of here. If I can find the damn music. Here we go.
Off, so I can't be found. I'm on a worldwide tour.
That's a great photo.
Every fucking curtain down. They say the Lord watches over my sins, over my head, watching hair as it thins, over the ledge, it ain't letting me in. There's still regiments and relevance to letting me win. Win, lose or draw. You ain't prepared unless you already to lose it all. Losing a brawl? Yeah, that's a ride a day. Good friends know my Nina Hideaway. They came and went, but the riders stay. So it's like I won the lottery and can't be found. Until I resurface with the latest purchase. 33 and a third and 45 circles. You ain't got that shit. And I ain't 45 king. But on the beats, I've been doing my thing. I start the program and the doorbell ring. I gotta leave town to a place I can't be found. My celly's off, so I can't be found. I'm on a worldwide tour, touring every fucking curtain down. American dreams, lessons, and still they work. I guess the sand on the beach still was really dirt. Now I'm going home, flying over Rome at 30,000 feet. Like, damn, is that really Earth? I see the killers work on walls, familiar turf. Got a little school in graph, 101 was first. Got a little school in math, didn't really work. But put the numbers on the block and I make them hurt. Any block is my stomping ground where my people lay low so they can't be found. They don't wanna be, ain't from the crew, but I'm honorary. Liquid, soul assassin, psycho harmony. Type of armory that's more than a shield. Type of armory's DeLorean steel. Type of warrior's ill. So true to my sound, but dig deep so it can't be found. My celly's off so I can't be found. I'm on a worldwide tour, touring every fucking curtain down.
It's the revenge of our stealth, the intelligence plane. Bomber, a manifestation of karma. The far left, low keys, let it be. Listen, whispering